everybody. My name is Christian Dunn. When Mr. Theotto first informed me that I'd be speaking here today at our graduation, I was very excited, very honored by this opportunity. It was only about an hour ago when we were all processing in, I took a look around this auditorium and realized how little I really want to do this. Once again, thank you very much for the opportunity to speak. I'm extremely honored to have been selected to speak before and on behalf of my fellow students here today. Upper Arlington High School is one of the finest schools in the state of Ohio, filled with some of the finest minds in the country. And to be able to speak here today is a true privilege. Now, like many of you, I've lived in Upper Arlington my entire life. There are many things to dislike about it. But regardless of any qualms one may have with the culture, I see a community more unique than any other. Unique beyond the fact that we probably attend the most homogenous school in the state. Unique beyond the bubble town that we live in. Upper Arlington High School houses some of the greatest students in the state of Ohio. Just this year, the seniors on our boys basketball team took our school to a place we haven't been since the 1930s, state championship appearance. I used to play basketball growing up with Kevin, Danny, Harrison, Skid, Logan, and Corbin, but ultimately decided to switch to tennis. But to be able to see them accomplish what they have is really incredible. And you know, throughout the tournament, we faced a lot of great teams, and all these teams were very worthy of their fans' support. But the Golden Bears showed them what true spirit really is. We had a student section that would outshine those of some of the most elite college basketball programs. We didn't do it because we had nothing better to do. We did it because that's the kind of community that we foster, and it's the kind of students that we are. Now, as we leave Upper Arlington, there's so many things about this school that will be sorely missed. I'll miss picking the week's top college football matchups with Mr. Shinaberry at the end of class. I'll miss Mr. Reinhardt's uncompromising sarcasm. I think we'll all miss the 8+ buckets that lined the upstairs floor of the LC to collect water from leaks during a light drizzle. We'll miss seating 5 people, not 4, at the tables in the Learning Center. You know, I was talking to a friend of mine a few weeks ago, and he asked me if I thought it was crazy that this is the last time I'd be seeing so many of my fellow classmates, at least for a while. I told him that I did think it was crazy, but apparently that wasn't reaction enough as he kept prodding me. He said, I mean, seriously, these are people you've seen every day for years, and now you're all going off in different directions. He kept rephrasing the sentiment several times, but eventually it did sink in. After today, we all will be going off in different directions and doing different things. And we will not see each other as much, but no doubt we will all do wonderful things and meet many talented people. Certainly a bittersweet moment in our lives. Now, there are a great number of people here at Upper Arlington High School to whom we owe a debt of gratitude, and I'd like to take a few moments to thank them. Unfortunately, I cannot begin to name them all, so I'll just do the best of the time that I have. Mr. Imhoff beat me to this one, but first and foremost, I'd like to thank the parents for raising us so well, supporting us, and giving us the opportunity to graduate from this school. I think they deserve a big round of applause. Secondly, it's going to be tough to remember them all, but I'd like to thank the many principals that we've had during our 4 years here. First and foremost, thank you very much to Mr. Greenhill. I think I speak for the whole class. I think I speak for the whole class when I say what a fantastic influence you were and what a lasting legacy you've had on the school. Secondly, then, I'd like to thank Ms. Greenwald. For carrying on Mr. Greenhill's legacy of love for this school. And finally, thank you to Principal McClure. Although you were only here for a year, you two did a fantastic job. Next, then, I'd like to thank the Upper Arlington Board of Education, our superintendent, Mr. Imhoff, all of our vice principals, teachers, secretaries, custodians, cooks, and nurses. It's through all of your tireless work that this school is the fine school that it is. And finally, then, I want to say thank you to my fellow students. We all couldn't have asked for a better group of people to go through our 4 years of high school with. After today, we'll all branch off in different directions, but we'll never forget the 4 years that we spent together here at UAHS. A final point I'd like to hit on. We're here today to formally conclude our 4 years of high school education. What I'd like to impress upon everybody here is that our education is, in and of itself, of little value. That's correct by itself, and education has little worth. It's what we do with it, however, that has true intrinsic value. One of my favorite stories is about the artist Michelangelo. It goes like this. Michelangelo would go to work every day and simply stare at a slab of marble. That's all he did, stare for hours and hours each day. He did this every day for several months. And one day a man went up to him and asked Michelangelo what he was doing. He stared at him and replied, "I am working." Several years later, that slab of marble was the completed statue of David. He later told a student, "I saw David in the marble, and I carved until I set him free." Our high school education is much like the marble in that it has little value on its own. It's what we do with it that has the potential to be extraordinary. We have to complement our learning with the intangible qualities that we all possess, whether it be vision, like Michelangelo, or through some other talent. In one of my favorite quotes, former President Calvin Coolidge touched on one of these intangibles. He said, "Nothing in the world can take the place of persistence. Talent will not. Nothing is more common than unsuccessful men with talent. Genius will not. Unrewarded genius is almost a proverb. Education will not. The world is full of educated derelicts. Persistence and determination alone are omnipotent. The slogan, 'Press on,' has solved and always will solve the problems of the human race." So whether it be through vision, persistence, dogged determination, or any of our other amazing qualities, we have to give value to our education, because otherwise it is useless. Do not be an educated derelict. Do not have unrewarded genius. Do not be an unsuccessful talent. Instead, let us use our education to reward our genius. Make the most of our talents. Instead, press on, UA Class of 2014. Thank you very much.